ladies and gentlemen. We are kicking off the second night of the 2024 running of the fastest 5 days in motorsports here at the Douglas County Dirt Track in Roseburg, Oregon. Check out this incredible facility. Beautiful day in the Northwest. Lots of positives here. We're gonna have a lot of 410 sprint cars. We're gonna have, I'm sure, a ton of fans because this area loves 410s. So we got a lot of positives going for us. Here's kind of a look at the track in turns 1 and 2. And to add on to all that, we won yesterday to open Speed Week in an unusual way, but when you look at the history books, you're going to see that the 18T and we got our first, win with NARC. So confidence is high. I feel like morale in our team, we're really building in a positive direction and more importantly, just hitting on all cylinders. So the main goal is to continue with that. But a lot of our success, I think, is, comes down to qualifying well, getting through your heat race, putting yourself in position, because the more you're in the mix, the more you're going to have a chance at victory lane. So it's officially time to get things underway. We will be seeing you guys out on track in just a little bit with engine heat. We just got things qualified here at the Douglas County Dirt Track, and not gonna lie, I feel like I butchered my 2 laps to start the night, and now we're gonna be behind the 8 ball. Which it's easy in a situation like this to be kind of discouraged, but for us, we just didn't lay down 2 good qualifying laps. We hot lapped well. We were second fastest in hot laps, not far off the fastest time. And the racetrack just kind of changed a little bit. 1 and 2 was pretty slick, and you had to really hit the bottom, and 3 and 4 is kind of rough and choppy and fast, so both ends are different. And like I said, I just maybe needed a little bit more from my car. I think the car needed more from me, and we just didn't work together. So we ultimately ended up 18th, and now we're going to be starting 6th in a heat race. So that was unfortunate. Of course, like I said, I think we could have laid down a good time, and everyone was super close. It just it's one of those situations where like we just didn't qualify well. So now we got to bounce back in the heat race. Got to try to pass as many cars as we can. The farther we advance forward, the farther up we'll start in the feature. But we are in a hole right now, and no matter what, we're going to have to pass cars the rest of the night to come out with a good finish. And in situations like this, I feel like as we've gotten better as a team and situations we've been in and trying to run up front, it's all in how you bounce back in moments like this and try to make the most of a night from where you're going to be starting. So we did go 6th to 4th in the heat race there. That's gonna help us a little bit, but we still have our work cut out for us for the feature. main thing tonight, just working on the balance of our car. I'll tell you this, it is crazy. We unloaded with a very similar balance to yesterday, and obviously our cart was great yesterday, and then today, you know, it just doesn't fit this racetrack as much, so we're kind of having to fine tune, and we're trying to not get off course because we know we're close, and literally little adjustments do big things, and you got to remember that. So even in a situation where tonight feels like we're struggling, little adjustments can get you on the right path. So we're gonna see where we end up lining up, watch the racetrack. It's starting to get slicker and slicker and kind of have a little bit of a cushion up top and get narrow on the bottom, and if you end up in the middle, you're in no man's land. So gonna watch the dash they have for the top 6 cars, see if they do any track prep, and work on the 18T. Right out here checking out the track. The track widened out to a certain point, and now we're at like thick material. Like, this is wet, and I don't know how much. I mean, it's probably gonna widen out a little bit more, but I don't know if it's gonna get all the way to the fence. Definitely starting to develop an interesting cushion, and it's kind of in spots. Like, it'll be a little bit taller on entry, it's kind of not much on exit, and 3 and 4 has some of its own characteristics, but just really wanted to come out here and check out the track. We really got to work on just being a little bit better so we can make something happen in this feature. I believe we're gonna be rolling off from 12th. So we began to make our final changes of the night to the 18T. I climbed in, and at this point it was time to push out and stage around the track.
Look at them, bud. Have fun.
We have 30 laps ahead of us and an opportunity to move forward from the 12th starting position and try to work our way towards the front. riding those last 10 because I just couldn't run the top as good.
Well, and then
if those lap cars weren't in my way, I would have ran up.
Because they
and I just don't know what. I think some of it's me.
Tanner, you were right there, and the 21 and Sanders were right there. I mean, you could see it.
No, I know. I was good. No, good job. It was good recovery. My car is good. I mean, look at the wings all the way back. I just grabbed the wing and ran the bottom, and my car was so good down there.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I was good.
But
good job.
The one thing on the bottom, if those guys wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, because even trying to pass those lap cars, you know.
Well, Sanders got in like
the problem is when you got to those lap cars, the track's so dirty. So like, I think it was actually trying to lay rubber, but like it had so much grit on the track from where guys were going that it was.
Hey, good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is a quiet racetrack here after the feature. We rebounded there in the A main event, started 12th and finished 3rd. I told you guys earlier in the night, you can't let little moments and frustrating things that happen get you down because the night's not over yet. And although tonight, you know, it did suck that we had to start so far back, and that might have been the difference in us, you know, having a better shot at winning, but we still made the most of our situation, passed 9 cars, and arguably at the end of the race might have had one of the best cars on the track. And I did a majority of that on the bottom side of the racetrack, down in 3 and 4. That was my corner. Like, a lot of guys were, you know, hanging it out by the fence, and I would just kind of get a good run in, stick my left front right down by the berm, and drive off with my wing in the trunk. And I just got down the front stretch so well, and then I was able to pull in front of guys, kind of slide in front of them, whatever I had to do to take their line away, and then run the top in 1 and 2. I did kind of work the bottom down here, and honestly maybe could have used it more, but overall just had a good line going where I could kind of maneuver where I feel like a lot more guys were stuck. But here's a look at the track. It did widen out just a little bit more than I thought. So overall, glad we salvaged our night. Just want to give a big thank you to my crew, Chris, Carly, my mom and dad, Carissa, my older sister, my girlfriend Jessica, my friend Kyler and Matthew. Those guys were helping film tonight. We got a big crew for this speed week, and then Shane DeWald Trucking, The Boss, S-Tech, Vienendahl Trucking, QRC, Champion Car Wash, Ty 22, XXX, Rod and Supply, and Canopy Country, Earth Environmental, Pit Stop USA, Fast 4 Media, and Carbon Works LLC, Orville Tax, and ABC Powder Coating. Without my great partners and team and my family behind me, I would not be doing what I'm doing. And also you great fans. It's crazy when I'm at home how much Oregon, Northwest, California even, like, you guys got my back, and that means so much. Like when I hear the crowd cheering or the line at my trailer or just my interactions walking by, like I'm truly so blessed to get to do what I do, and I love having my Northwest people behind me because you guys love sprint car racing. You just don't get enough of it. So it's cool being close to home and running as well as we are, and hopefully we have you know, these next couple days we're gonna keep putting our best foot forward. I'm telling you, we're gonna be, you know, closer and closer to victory lane. We just gotta keep putting ourselves in position, and I think our stats will keep, you know, stacking up. So see you guys all in the next one. Thank you for riding along with me for this journey. Deuces.